thought you'd get an arc. You were supposed to. You were supposed to be confused for a while, then something would click, and you'd become who you want to be. It makes sense when you look back, except that never happened because you never got the confusion part. You got thrown straight into needing to have answers while you were still trying to figure out the questions. You were 12 and someone asked what you wanted to be. You were 15 and someone needed you to be responsible for something that mattered. You were 18 and suddenly every choice was permanent, and you hadn't even started understanding what you actually wanted versus what you were told to want. And now you're older, supposedly more capable. But you're not more capable. You're just more tired. Disillusionment came before you had anything to be disillusioned about. You're supposed to believe in something first, have some naive dream, chase it, fail, learn, grow. But I didn't get that. I got cynical before I got hopeful. I saw through things before I got to experience them. And now I can't tell if I'm wise or if I just skipped a step that I actually needed. People talk about finding themselves like it's this period where you wander and experiment and make mistakes and eventually land somewhere. But we never got to wander. We had to pick a direction immediately because rent exists, and expectations exist, and time keeps moving whether we're ready or not. So you picked something, and you've been walking that direction ever since, and occasionally you stop and think, wait, is this what I wanted? And the answer is you don't even know what you wanted because you never got quiet enough to ask. You're still confused. You go to work confused, you make plans confused, you have conversations confused, and everyone assumes you've got it together because you're doing the things people do when they have it together. But inside, still that same kid who doesn't know what any of this is for. Except now there's no time to stop and figure it out. Now most of us are responsible for things. Bills, people, commitments. And if we stop to actually sit with the confusion, everything falls apart. So the confusion never earned its meaning. Confusion is supposed to be the raw material you turn into clarity. You're supposed to sit in it long enough that you come out the other side understanding something about yourself. But you didn't get that, did you? You got functional confusion. The kind where you're confused and still showing up, still performing, still making it look like you know what you're doing. And because you kept moving, the confusion never resolved. Static you've learned to live with. You thought something would happen by now, or you looked back and saw the reason you went through what you went through. There's just years, one after another, some worse than others, some fine. None of them adding up to anything you can point at and say, that's what it was for, that's why you're here, and you'll keep being here until you're not. And the worst part is you're so tired of this, but you still hope it changes. I know. You know life is mostly just showing up and pretending and dying slowly. But you're still hoping there's more than that. You were supposed to be lost and then found. That was the deal. But instead you've been lost the whole time. I've been lost the whole time, just with more responsibilities stacked on top. And nobody prepared us for that. For the possibility that you'd never stop being confused. That the arc never comes because life doesn't give you arcs. It just gives you days. And you either do something with them or you don't. So here you are, wondering when the part where it makes sense is supposed to start. And the answer is maybe never. Maybe this is it. Maybe the confusion was never supposed to resolve. Maybe you just carry it until you can't anymore. That's not inspiring. That's just true. And if you're waiting for permission to stop pretending you've got it figured out, you're not getting it. You're just going to keep doing this until something changes or you do. And so far, neither has happened.